Okay, so take a seat. Have a little wiggle around, find the right sweet spot for you, and remember, legs don't need to be in, they can be out, and if you want to sit with your back to a wall to get you going, that's absolutely fine. Let's have a little release of the shoulders, little wriggle, lengthen through the spine, and just start by taking some big breaths from the belly. Keep some big steady breaths flowing through, and we're going to work with Anahata breath this morning, which is working from your heart chakra. So we're going to put the heels of the hands together, and we're going to put the tips of each finger together to begin with, and then bring the hands towards your heart space. Keep your thumb and your little finger together, but let the top three come apart to kind of create like a flower. You're going to hold that towards the center of your chest, taking a big breath in. And as you breathe out, continuing to let the shoulders relax back and let the collarbones lift a little bit. Keep the same hold on the hands. I'm going to bring the elbows out and up, so they're coming up towards shoulder height. My hands are going to be slightly above me. Same thing, but as we breathe in, we're breathing in and up towards the hands. And then our out breath, roll down. Next time you empty your breath, let your hands come into your lap. Take a big breath in, let both shoulders roll back and down with your out breath. And let's take that just to one side. So we're going to let either one, whichever one you want to start with, just give one a little bit more speed. We'll roll and release back. Doesn't matter if the other one moves a little bit. And then swap across. And come back to both. Feel that gentle squeeze back and down with the shoulder blades. Let the shoulders rest down at the back. And let's come into the neck, dropping the ear to one side. Tucking the chin a little bit as if you're looking down towards the corner. Dropping the chin to the chest. Lifting out towards the other corner. And bringing the ear to the opposite shoulder. And coming all the way back to the top. And we're going to take that in the opposite direction. Let's allow the ear to drop. Tuck as if we're looking to the corner. Chin to chest. Other corner. And then ear to shoulder. The eyes lift to the middle and take a little turn of your head to one side just until you feel a touch, a tiny, tiny bit of resistance. And you're going to take it the other way. highest to the middle, let one arm rise. Excuse me, shoulder, elbow, wrist and palm, palm to palm. A big breath in, the fingers are pointing downwards or thereabouts. We take a really big breath. As you breathe out, just apply a little bit more pressure to create a stretch. Release it, give the fingers a little wiggle, give the wrist a circle, and just let the arm have an overall general shake. And then switch across. It's a nice strong line out from the shoulder. Stretching, releasing through the wrists, but remember you can feel this anywhere up towards your neck. Big breath in. As you breathe out, find the release. Fingers, wrist, shoulder and arm in general. Oh, wiggle through the middle and then both arms come into the side. I'm going to take a breath in as we do. We're going to lift up towards shoulder height. I'm going to breathe out and down. As your arms come down, just think about the shoulder blades snuggling back down and in. You can start to really open up the chest and enhance the posture muscles at the back. Might feel okay to go a little higher. Be aware as we go higher that we want to keep the shoulders down away from the ears so the length comes from the sides of the body rather than from a squish at your neck. Both are going to come up. One is going to stay wherever you want it to stop. The other hand is going to land. We're going to reach to the sky, and as we breathe out, we're going to reach to where we want to reach to, keeping this hip on the ground and opening through this side of the body. Come back to the top, let it lower. Remember which one went up, and come back to both arms, breathing up. And the other arm is going to stay at the top or wherever it gets to. We're going to land. We're going to reach into our fingertips and stretch over the top. Releasing it up, bringing your arms to shoulder height, stacking one on top of the other, and having a really small, gentle twist from side to side. The key is that we're only turning as far as we can turn without the arms going further than the body. Release in the middle, and a really good shake out of anything that, well, you feel you want to shake out, I guess, really. All right, let's do our core. So you're going to unravel yourselves down onto your back, and we are going to start this with bridge rolls. As we come down, we let our body click and clunk its way, finding its space on the floor. We bring our heels in line with our bottom, and we're going to relax our arms. You might want to take a moment to think about sliding your fingertips towards your feet so that your shoulders come down and give you more space in here. When you are ready, pressing through the feet, a big breath in, peel the bum off the floor. Continue to breathe in and peel up towards shoulders. And then your out breath is going to roll you back down again. Next time you find yourself working your way to the top, You're going to linger there, so you've got a light squeeze at the bottom to push up the hips. Strong press down through the feet, and we're keeping the knees tucked in line with the hips. Next time we breathe out, we're going to use the out breath to roll the body down bit by bit. So all your breath has gone at the bottom. Give your knees a little cuddle. You can stay still or you can have a rock from side to side. That's completely up to you. I feel like I need to sneeze, but it's stuck, so that might randomly appear and shock me. As long as it doesn't shock you. Oh, quicker than I thought. It's gone. All right, let your feet land. We're going to draw the belly button to the spine. Slide the hips away a little bit, so we've got the space to ground the lower back. And we're going to pick up the knees above the hips. Mindful that if you want to check the alignment for that heel of hand onto the hip bones, you'll have a light connection. If you feel like your leg is pushing against your hand, it means your knees are too close to your chest. Give your toes a little wiggle once you're up. And then spread them by gently pushing into the balls of your feet. Arms relax. We are going to breathe in, we are going to push your foot away. We are going to breathe out, we are going to pull it back in. So keep working that as alternates. The key is, if you want to make this less intense, you push your feet higher to the sky. If you feel like you want to take a little bit more intensity on the lower abdominals, you push your feet lower towards the floor. Oh, I still feel like I need to sneeze. That's very strange. Whew. Let your feet land, or give your knees a hug, whichever one is nicer for you. We've got one more core activation that we're going to do. So we're going to start with the knees in a similar place. So we're going to lift the feet up. You may find that your legs come closer together, and that's okay, don't worry about it. What we are going to do from here, you can either keep them parallel or you can bring the legs in, which will make you maybe feel a little bit more controlled. We are going to come slightly across, push, lower, middle, slightly across, push, lower, middle. So you're coming slightly off centre, pushing one or both feet away, pulling them back in, and then coming back to the middle. The same rules are going to apply once you come across. If you want to make it tougher, you would push one or both feet lower. If you want to make it a little less intense, one or both feet would go higher. But it's just that slight off centre that's just going to change the feeling of what we're doing and where we are doing it. If you can remember which side you started on, finish on the other one. Otherwise, just finish next time you come to the middle. Press down through your feet and take a couple more bridge rolls. For lots of lovely open breath. And just a little bit more mobility in your spine. You get to the bottom, again, final hug of the knees still, or with a little rock around, if that's better for you. From there, when you're ready, you're going to gently bring yourself up to seated, so you can come up to standing. We're going to think about coming into our flow. So if you're on your mat, it's the top short end. You're in your own space. Let's just make sure we're not going to stand on or kick anything. A little shake out when you arrive, maybe. Just move in so I don't headbutt the lampshade. Okay, let's come into our mountain. So remember, we want hips, knees and ankles stacked. And we're lifting out of the floor. So we've got a light spread of the toes, our natural arch by maybe drawing the knees away a bit, knees out of ankles, hips out of knees, a zip up of the belly, and a roll back of the shoulders. Staying here and taking a couple of big breaths up and down from your feet to your head and back again. And you feel stable and centered as you breathe in, you're going to lift your heels. As you breathe out, you're going to float back down onto them. Lifting up into your crown. Next time your heels land, leave them landed. Take a big breath in and up into the fingers. Keep the shoulders soft. And as you breathe out, crescent moon, push hips one way, reach the other. Big breath in and up to the middle and go the other way. Do it again, once to each side. You breathe in and lengthen up to the top. You breathe out and push across. Big breath into the middle. Palms come together, and as we breathe out, we're going to roll ourselves down into fold. When you arrive down here, soften the knees so that you feel like you've got a little connection between the belly and the legs, and so that we can let the pelvis move with us. Drop the weight of your head, relax your shoulders. Big, big breath. Feeling your connection to your feet so that as you breathe out, you maybe gently lift your hips back and feel the stretch in the back of the body. Hands to your shins or to your thighs. A big breath in. We're going to come support ourselves halfway up. So pressing a little bit more into our heels. Lots of breath as the belly lifts, the shoulders roll back, your collarbones and your eyes gently come forward. So we're looking for length through the back of the body. Take a really big breath in. As you breathe out, soften your knees a little more and flop down. Hands find the ground. Big step back with your right foot, pressing your heel away. And then your left foot's going to join and you're going to bring your body into down dog. Once we are here, we are going to think about lifting out of our hands, rolling our shoulders from our ears to activate our upper back, lifting our belly to lift our hips, and then we're going to take a walk with our legs. One knee is going to bend, the other heel is going to sink away, and you're going to pedal across so that you've got any tension or any clunkiness lingering through the back of the body, particularly through the back of the legs or the bottom. You give yourself a chance to release that. To keep taking a walk, I'm just going to put my hair in a bobble because I look like Cousin It and I can't see. That's better, sort myself out. Let your heels come to more of a standstill. They don't have to be on the ground, remember. Legs bent or straight, heels down or up. A big breath in and we're going to roll the body to a plank. We can stay on the toes or land the knees. We breathe out and down. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Toes point away, a light squeeze of your bottom. You breathe in, you roll your shoulders back. Little cobra. Breathe out and down. Let's do one more. And then we are pushing our bodies back so we can come to all fours. Knees underneath your hips, hands, I was going to say hands underneath your ankles, that's not right, is it? Well, hands underneath your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back, tuck your elbows and feel the lift in your belly. So you feel pretty stable and strong where you are. One leg is going to come back. We're going to bring the toes towards us a little bit. So we've got a little bit of tension in the ankle, and we're going to lift the leg to the height of the hip or a bit lower. Holding your entire body still, apart from this lifted leg, you're going to push the leg out and in. And you're going to do 6. Feel the squeeze of the bum pushing out into the heel. After number 6, let the leg come in. Just take a moment to release out of your hands, out of your wrists. Little circle, and then you can come back in. You can reset. So shoulders roll back, elbows tuck, lift the belly. Opposite leg away, little tuck of the toes, so we've got tension. Supporting the ankle, and when you're ready, 6. Push away and tuck back in. You're working your core muscles to keep your body still. And working from the outside edges of your glutes to push your leg out and in. Again, after number 6, come in. A little bit of freedom perhaps again through the wrists and the hands. And then we come into cat and cow. Scooping everything up, tucking the chin rounding through the back of the body. And letting ourselves go the other way. Exhale, lift your belly to a neutral space. Knees back for extended puppy or wide for child's pose. We take a breath, we sit the hips back, we let the body sink towards the ground, and we take our pit stop where the movement in the body is the breath. Press into fingers, press into palms, lift yourself forward, navigate your way back to down dog. Now we can soften the knees, take a big step with the right foot followed by the left, or you can take lots of little steps if that suits your body better. Floppy, empty breath, and then breathe in to roll up. Eyes come up, breathe out, roll the shoulders back, and we have a little shake of everything. Okay, let's do that once more with a couple of maybe little adaptations that are optional to throw in there. Lovely, tall, strong mountain, let's find that first. When you're ready with the heel lift, take your body up. If you wish this time as you come up, you can let the arms sweep forward and up. Mindful the shoulders want to roll back rather than lift up. Just one more. Coming into your crescent moon, big breath in and up. And then we're going to do the same side twice. So we're going to take a big breath into the sky, breathe out and over. Big breath in, and then go the same way again. Then we'll go the other way. Big breath in and up. breath in and up, palms together. And we breathe out and down. Find your floppy space at the bottom. Lift your hips back, create length. Hands to shins or thighs, big breath in. Continue to let your breath roll through as you hold here. Check you've got your natural lift in your arches, and you know your knees are less likely to be rolling in. Big breath in, soften the knees. Breathe out and find the ground. Left foot takes the big stride back, push the heel away. Right foot follows, remember your options there. Okay, this time instead of pedaling, we're going to lift and lower. So as we breathe in, we're going to lift the hips high to the sky. As we breathe out, we're going to let the heels float down towards the ground. We're using the breath rather than force. And keeping that stable space where your shoulders are away from your ears. We're going to breathe in, roll our way into high plank. Knees are toes as we come down. Toes point, light squeeze of bum, breathing in through cobra. And we're coming to that space on all fours again. So mindful that the last time we did this, we extended our leg back, we moved it out and in. We took 6 repetitions. We are going to do that again, but you're going to have the option to add in the opposite arm. So shoulders roll back, elbows tuck, we lift the belly, slide the foot away, don't tuck of the toes. Exactly as you were before, or opposite hand. You might just move the hand and leave it off balance, because that's going to be a challenge in itself. Or you might find when you lift the leg, you're also confident to lift the arm. See how you feel. If the arm is lifted, you can move it out and in with the leg. Number 6, you land in. Always feel happy and comfortable to bring the hands away, to shake them through, to reset. In my case, to move away from a wall. And then we can swap across. We've got the lift of the belly to keep the centre body still and strong. We've got the leg and the arm. You do land. Okay, little paddle through the hands. And you're coming into cat and cow again. Lift the belly. We're going to decide on extended puppy or child's pose, and we are going to let our body find the ground. And breathe. light connection through fingers and palms. And lift forward of the body, again navigating our way back into our down dog. Knees soften. Big step with the left, the right, there's lots of little steps. Let's come into a floppy space and roll to the top. Arriving at the top, and roll the shoulders back, a little shake of everything. Okay, staying up here, we are going to come into our goddess to begin with. So if you want to take your feet far enough apart, have a little play around with where you want to turn your toes out to. And remember, it's always worthy of having a little tester, because we want the knees to track with the middle of the foot. And if they're dropping inwards, maybe feet closer or not as much turnout, or a little bit of the two. Okay. The hands are going to come behind us, or you can lightly just leave them on the thighs. The reason they're coming behind is as we go down, we're going to lightly press the knuckles to the floor so the shoulder blades can come together and we can open the chest. So tuck the bum underneath, zip up the belly, roll the shoulders back, down and in. Take a big breath in. And as we breathe out and down, lower through the legs, gently push the knuckles towards the floor. Breathe in and up, let the knuckle pressure release so the shoulders and the arms soften, and then go again. Next time you come up, release the hands, give the shoulders a little roll. I'm going to turn to one end, so that I've got one foot at the front, one foot at the back. I need to widen my feet a little bit, so I feel balanced. Back heel is going to be off the floor. I'm going to tuck the bum underneath, zip up the belly, and roll the shoulders back. So standing here and strong, you are starting to switch on already, but we're going to take a big breath in. We're going to let it go, we're going to roll the shoulders a bit further back. Let your back knee bend, let your front knee bend sink down, and then push through your feet and come back up. Breathing in and up. Option. Arms breathe in and up. Next time you come up, stay there. Let the hands come to the hips. Set the back foot in enough so that you can pop the heel on the floor. We're going to press the hips backwards, start to peel the bum back so we feel length behind this thigh, and rest the hands where you feel comfortable. So it could be thigh, it could be shin, it could be floor. Belly is drawn up to protect your lower back. Lightly chest forward, hips backwards. Soften your knees, roll to the top. Turn back to your goddess spot. Realign your legs for goddess. Have that little play if you want. Hands come behind. Big breath in. Breathe out and down. Next time you come up, stay at the top. Release the arms, a little shake of the shoulders. Turn the opposite way to what you turned last time, so you're on the opposite side. Widen the feet so they are hip distance. Peel the heel off the floor at the back. Bum tucks, belly zips up. Find a stable space, big breath in, and roll your shoulders back a bit more. You feel stable and connected to the ground. We bend the knees, we come straight down. Big breath in and up. Option to bring in arms. Next time you come up, leave your arms at the top, leave your body at the top. Hands to hips. Stepping in enough to put the heel down. Press the hips back, peel the bum back. Draw the collarbones forwards. As long as you're not pressing on your knee, comfortable space to hold, to find stretch. Let your knees soften, roll to the top. Give your legs a little shake. Bring your feet back to mountain underneath your hips. Roll the shoulders back and bring the hands behind like we did with Goddess. Little softness in the knees, a little lift in the belly. Knuckles are pressing gently away. We're going to hinge from the hips. And then we're going to press through the feet, lift the belly up, squeeze the bum, and push through the feet to come back to the top. So it's a hip hinge from your middle. Knees are soft. The movement itself comes from your hips. Next time you tip forward, stay there. You're pushing back towards your heels a little more, gently pushing the knuckles away so the shoulders can squeeze back, belly is lifted, chest is open. Big breath in, push through the feet, breathe out to the top, and release it all. Release it all. Okay, you get to sit down now. It's nice, isn't it? Sit on your bum. Okay, once we're down here, we're going to tuck one leg in. We're going to let one leg come out to the side as far and wide as we feel comfortable with. If the back of your leg feels tight, keep a bend at your knee. Have a little wiggle around to check you're not leaning onto the bum cheek of the bent leg. Big breath up to the top of your head. Let it roll back down into your sit bones. Let's keep our breath in that space. You might be happy as you are, or you can start to hinge your bum back and bring your chest forwards. Move a little bit and then pause just to check what's going on. Nothing's lifting underneath the body. We're still very much grounded, pressing away, and our breath is rolling again. In and up and out and down. Your hands walk you back in. Just check again that you're back in the middle. It's amazing how much we can shift around without realising. And then let's bring our hands to the straight leg and slide it down, turning the opposite shoulder away. So you're reaching down towards the foot. It doesn't matter how close to the foot you get. You don't have to get to the knee. But this one is rolling away. Now you can leave this arm down and soft, or you can reach it out so you kind of got that long, strong line between the hands. Little lift to the top. Little wriggle of the shoulders. Using your hand to hook that leg in. Let's take the other leg out. I can move this now, can't I? You might find you have this foot slightly wider or slightly closer. It's always nice to have that awareness of imbalances between the legs. So have a little wiggle. Find your centre. Remember, if your hamstrings feel tight, then we're going to soften this knee. We're going to sit nice and tall. Find the middle. Get your breath rolling through your centre body. And then if you wish to, start to take a little walk forward, keeping the length in the spine and the softness in the shoulders. So gently lift. Check in on the centre. Starting to slide the hand. Remember, it can be anywhere, it doesn't matter how far we get. We roll the top shoulder away. Create a little stretched little space, and if you wish, opposite hand reaches away and you roll the shoulder back. You can look at your top arm, your bottom arm, straight forward, doesn't matter. Breath up. And the wiggle of the shoulders. Use your hand to bring that leg in. And we're going to take both legs out in front. Again, if you want to keep a little bend in the knees, please feel free to do so. Slide the bum back. We draw the belly button to the spine. And we lift and lengthen the spine as we roll in the shoulders away. Thinking about sitting them around about above the hips. Belly button is drawn in. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. Now just holding this is one of those things where you don't look like you're really doing anything, but actually it's quite powerful through the full body. You can just stay still and breathe if you want. Or you can have a little play with your ankles by pointing the toes away and then pulling the toes towards. You might do both feet together. You might alternate. You might keep one still. Just do one and then the other. See how you feel. So both, alternate, or neither. I don't think my right toes are quite awake this morning. They're doing very strange things. They've got like a delayed effect. It's going to make walking about interesting, isn't it? If you have chosen to move them about a little bit, just take a moment where you keep, again, one or two pointed away. So hold on to the point. You might feel a little bit more stretch or something going on in the shins or across the top of the ankle. And then try the other way. You pull your toes and hold. Again, might be the back of the ankle, might be the calf, might be behind the knee. You feel that a little bit more. Your feet relax. Use your hands to gently bend your legs in towards you so your feet can land. Belly comes towards thighs, arms flop over legs and chin flops to chest. Your eyes lift. Let your shoulders roll back. Bring yourself in line with your mat if you're not already there. Gently rolling your body down by taking a light hold above your ankles, sliding your hands up towards your knees. A lighter brace of the belly. We come to the thighs, we roll down to the ground. We drop the weight. We're going to finish kind of as we started with our bridge roll. So we're going to press our feet into the ground. Arms are floppy. Maybe slide your fingers towards your feet. Hopefully there's more space here now anyway. Breathing in and up. And breathing out and down. See if you can make your breaths a bit bigger on these ones, so the length of time you take to come up and down becomes a little bit more luxurious. Oh, that's a good word, isn't it? Luxurious. And then what you can do is, as you get to the peak of it, you can feel that lovely long out breath, roll the space down through your spine. You keep the breaths just as big, but you start to make the roll itself smaller so that you send more space, more breath into each part of the back until that breath, that space is very much just around your lower back and your sit bones. And you'll reach a point where you're ready to stop moving. As you reach the point where the movement is getting much smaller, or it's started to stop, you might be ready to just be still. You might want to give your knees a hug or have a little rock around. So take a moment, listen to yourself, see if there's any last little tweak that you want to take. Take it. And then think about bringing yourself into a still space for relaxation. So your Shavasana, your arms and legs flop out by your sides, your body is long. If your lower back or anything in your back feels a little bit tight, you might be better with feet flat, knees dropped in. You can be on your side, as long as you've got space in your chest, or you can be seated. It's entirely up to you. As you head into that space, take any little wiggles or shifts you feel appropriate for you. Or alter your environment as you see fit. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. Otherwise, let's take a downward gaze. Think back to where we began with our belly breath. Big breath in, the belly expands. We breathe out, the belly button draws gently towards the spine and we deflate. Thinking about how from our belly breath we came into our Anahata breath, our breath from our heart space. Let your breath come from your belly up into your heart space. Let your chest open up and lift. And again, the out breath is rolling away. It's rolling down into your sit bones, into your roots. You can feel your breath, you can hear your breath moving through your body. your body to let go with it. As we breathe out, dropping weight or tension. Which gives a little bit more space and freedom to breathe into on the next breath. Taking a little internal scan through yourself with your next breath, seeing what's going on, seeing where it's happening. Using your breath as a tool to find a more balanced state. Strong and calm. Grounded yet free at the same time. A little bit of quiet contentment within yourself to simply be present as you are. Letting go of any self-pressure or expectations we place on ourselves. Deep breath of self-appreciation. And a consideration of movement. So before you move, take a second to come into your headspace. Your instincts may be suggesting to you the best movement for you to begin with. And then you can build your movements from there as you see fit. Exploring your way back into your physical space. And back into your day. You find yourself once again seated, let your breaths roll up and down your spine. Again, with that consideration for our roots and for our heart space. If you're in a space to do so, you might want to sweep your breath up into fingertips. Let out breath come all the way down, maybe slowing down past the heart and pausing at your roots. One more big breath. Heading to your heart space, grounded and calm with a look inwards towards yourself. Namaste.